Hi guys, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to come to this presentation and view my project. My name is Pham, and I'll be going over the food heritage presentation today. So why I chose Singapore? I chose Singapore because it's a very interesting country. I have some distant family in Singapore that I have yet to meet because I haven't been over there yet, but I have got a chance to FaceTime and video chat with some of them over there, so we're not complete strangers. Another reason is that they have such a wonderful culture and so many beautiful people out there. 'Cause Singapore consists of so many different races and ethnicities, and it's so diverse. But the main reason I chose Singapore is because it's one of the most popular Southeast Asian cities over on that side of the continent. So before we get to the main presentation, I just want to go over some brief history of the country real quick. Singapore was founded in 1819 by Sir Stamford Raffles under British rule. The country consisted of Europeans, Malays, Indians, Chinese, and Arabian inhabitants. They were conquered by Japan in 1942 and surrendered rule, and in 1945 they regained control and established independence in 1965. So a little bit about the geography, climate, and flag. So Singapore is a very small, heavily urbanized city-state in Southeast Malaysia. They have a global financial center with year-round tropical climate and a huge multicultural population. Singapore has a total land area of 724.2 square kilometers and comprises mainland and other islands. So in this presentation, I'll be going over some of the differences in the different type of food cultures they have within Singapore. The topics being northern, eastern, and southern parts of Singapore. So the first one, northern cuisine. So chicken curry is the most popular Indian cuisine in the northern region. The dish can be found in almost every single restaurant in Singapore. It comes in all different types of variations and styles of prep. So this dish originated from Indian subcontinent. Consists of chicken stewed in an onion tomato-based sauce, typically eaten with different Indian breads like roti, naan, and paratha. So this dish uses a lot of curry powder, lots of savory spices, including cumin, turmeric, and bay leaf, which give the curry a deep, earthy flavor, while sweet spices like cinnamon and clove add brightness and prep. And the heat is determined by the type and amount of pepper used. So what makes this dish stand out so much is that it's a heat lover's dish. If you're a spice enthusiast, you'll absolutely love it. This dish brings out all the flavoring and aromas in its ingredients. You wouldn't even be able to tell what you're eating because it's a mixture of a lot of things. This style of eating is multi-use. Basically, you can consume it with bread or you can simply eat it like it's soup. Both ways are fine, but initially you would eat it with the bread and the soup. It's a very interesting dish if you haven't tried already. Here are some pictures of spices and herbs used in this dish. Eastern cuisine. So I'm going to be talking about the Hainanese chicken rice. So this is Singapore's national dish. It originated from Chinese Vietnamese style cuisine, and it's also the most searched or Yelp for dish in all of Singapore. Talk about popular, right? So this dish consists of succulent steamed wenchang chicken cut into bite-sized pieces and served with fragrant white or garlic rice, and with some light soy sauce. It's always served with a side of chicken broth soup. This dish must come with a variety of dipping sauces, including minced chili, garlic, ginger, thick soy sauce, or ketchup mayonnaise. So what stands out about this dish in the eastern part of Singapore is that eastern dishes similar to this use a lot of chicken broth as well as fish sauce, those being some of the main components that are used in everyday Eastern style cuisine. So things like rice and noodles play a big role in Eastern Singaporean cuisine. I chose this dish to explain because it's a very popular dish in Singapore, but there are also different variations to making this dish. So people use different types of noodles like soba noodles, rice noodles, or even Korean see-through glass noodles known as japchae. People would use ketchup rice, garlic rice, and all that sort of stuff. Eastern cuisine in Singapore consists of a lot of fried rice dishes and fried noodle dishes as well. Here are some pictures of the chicken broth, notorious fish sauce, and the must-have sauces on the side when serving the Hainanese chicken rice dish. So now to move on to the southern style cuisine. The dish I'll be going over is the chili style crab. This is Singapore's most popular seafood dish, known for as the king of all crab dishes in all of Southeast Asia. This is a multi-use dish where it must be eaten with mantou, which is a Chinese style buns. So these sea-caught mud crabs are stir-fried in a semi-thick, sweet and savory tomato chili-based sauce. It must be eaten with steamed mantou Chinese buns, and they are dipped in sauce and eaten with the crab. Even though you don't really need the buns to eat this dish with, a lot of people eat it with rice and noodles. The buns are a part of the original recipe and a fan favorite at restaurants. So in the in the southern area of Singapore, there are many seas and open water areas where they catch these mud crabs. There's a huge influx of crabs caught all year round, so even though the chili style crab is the main dish of the area, you can use these crabs to cook almost any dish in the style that you would please. Restaurants, chefs, and high-end Michelin restaurants wanted to provide that southern cuisine similar to Cajun style seafood. Um, so this dish, so this would be the best dish to go for if you are a seafood lover. A lot of popular worthy dishes to mention in the southern Singapore region using crabs would be black bean style crab, salt and pepper style crab, and so many more. Seafood plays a huge part in this region because there are so many seafoods to be caught and it's almost endless. So here are some of the sauces, chilies, and powder to be used to create this dish. So in conclusion, there are so many different types of food I would love to try all throughout Singapore, but I chose these three dishes to speak on because it really shows the differences in ingredients used and how certain items are prepared in different regions of Singapore. I really hope to try all of these one day when I travel over there someday. Thank you for listening.